everyone, a very warm welcome on ESPN Cricinfo Matchday T20. Monday in the IPL takes us to Indore, where the Kings 11 Punjab at their adopted home are hosting the Royal Challengers Bangalore. 1-1 for the RCB, and the Kings 11 have made a winning start to their campaign, as have we here with Brad Hogg and Ajit Agarkar, still keeping their energy up after the first weekend of the IPL is done. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Guru. Well, it's great to be here. First weekend done. First week of the IPL done.
Yep.
Can't wait for this week.
We're about 6 or 7% down, something like that. Still a lot to go, but as we do always on our preview programming, match points is the format. So let's just dig our teeth into the first one. Match point 1 that's coming up on your screen for this game. And Chris Gayle, we've seen a little bit of him, blow hot, blow cold, but he does like playing against Punjab over the years. We are going to actually establish that before Ajit and Brad get their 45 seconds to reflect on it. Have a look at that. Over the years, Chris Gayle has made nearly 800 runs against Punjab. No batsman has had as much success against one team. Well, if you're in that situation, Ajit, where runs are not coming as freely as they used to, well, no better team than the one that you've liked to attack in the past. Here's your 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think Chris Gayle anyway has got tons of runs in the IPL. But, you know, sometimes you like or you feel nice playing against a certain team. Kings 11 historically haven't had the greatest of attacks, you know, and it's no different right now. I mean, Sandeep Sharma and Mohit Sharma, good bowlers with the new ball. It's a little bit different this year though. I mean, Chris Gayle, I was a little bit surprised how well he started in that first game against Hyderabad and looked decent in that second game. But I think, you know, it may not be as easy as it used to be. But, you know, like you mentioned, it's if you want to get some form back, you'd rather get it against the team that you fancy playing, and those are just astonishing numbers.
They are astonishing. What's also astonishing is that he's made nearly 1/4 of his runs against one opposition in the history of the IPL. Before the tournament started, you made an interesting observation. You thought it was time to consider perhaps batting Chris lower down the order. Do you think the time is there yet, or you'd still stick with him against the new ball?
While they haven't got AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli at the moment, I'd still keep him out the top. But this is going to be very interesting tomorrow. If the Sharma boys don't get him early, I think he could have a field day, because the likes of Swapnil, the part-time bowlers, Natraja, I don't think they'll bowl well against Gayle. I think he'll take a liking to them. He'll be licking his lips. But Sandeep Sharma's got him out 3 times at an average of 18.33, and Mowatt's bowled to him, I think, 18 runs off 21 balls that Mowatt's bowled to him. So those two have got to put the pressure on out the top and hopefully get Gayle before they go into those part-time and spin bowlers, where Gayle can be very destructive.
Yes. So Chris Gayle, whether he can continue this golden run, well done on the 45 seconds by the way, Brad, whether he can continue in this golden run against Kings 11 Punjab or not, we'll wait and find out. Right, let's move on quickly to match point 2 on this program, and that involves one of the fast bowlers that the boys have referred to. This could be the key battle then, Chris Gayle against Sandeep Sharma, and there's a reason we say that, and that will come up on your screens once again. That is that Sandeep Sharma has had some success against Chris Gayle. Those are the numbers. He scored not a lot of runs of the 46 balls he's faced against him. The strike rate not great. 3 dismissals in there. Might as well go to the fast bowler on the panel first, because there seems to be something he has on Chris Gayle. What is it?
I think one of the things is he bowls full. I don't think Chris Gayle, and someone who bowls full and swings the ball, Chris Gayle generally sits back a lot when he's facing up to the new ball, likes to just almost plod around initially, just get the feel of the bowling. Sandeep Sharma bowls a lot fuller. I mean, he's not quick by any stretch, but he bowls in good areas and seems to does deck around the ball both ways, and which is not easy. You know, initially with a tall guy like Chris Gayle, you want to get him forward. Doesn't really bend that much. So if the length's right, first up to him. I mean, I've bowled to him in international cricket and had a little bit of success when the ball's full and coming in. That's what Sandeep Sharma does well, and the one that goes away from him, there's always a chance to nick it. So I think bowling full to him early on, I mean full I don't mean half volleys, but good length full has its benefit against Chris Gayle.
So we'll wait and watch if Sandeep Sharma can continue this run. Some numbers for Brad to actually munch on. Sandeep Sharma does very well in the power play situations that he gets thrown in. Have a look at that. His economy rate's under 7, Brad. He's picked up a fair few wickets as well. This is usually a tough phase of the game to bowl in, and this boy seems to be doing all right.
Well, if you look at the guys on the top of that list, Praveen Kumar's up there as well. They swing the ball. If you swing the ball, you trouble the batsman early on, and that's your role in the first couple of overs with the new ball. I think Sandeep against Gayle, he swings it away and then swings it in. If you look at Gayle, he's nearly been bowled a couple of times this tournament with the ball coming back in. So watch out for that. I think Sandeep's going to take Gayle's stumps out tonight. The only thing with Sandeep Sharma is out the death. His numbers aren't good. 10.5 out the death is his economy rate. He needs to find new variations rather than just coming around the wicket and trying to bowl Yorkers all the time. He needs a little bit of variety out the death.
All right, Brad's doing wonderfully well on the clock. He's just, you're a Usain Bolt
He's
form.
basically telling me just hurry up.
Yes, we're moving swiftly along. Match point 3 is coming up from this program that's building up to this game in Indore. Kings 11 against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And that boy, he's got a bit of a bruise on his ankle, but boy, he's made an impression in these first 2 games. And he too likes playing against the Kings 11, Just Yuzvendra Chahal. Here are the numbers that will establish what we are talking about. The Punjab batsman against Yuzvendra Chahal. He's not gone for a lot of runs against them. Picks them off Miller, Saha, as well as Glenn Maxwell. New ball in his hands in the last game. Brad, do you think this is one bowler that is going to be a game-changing factor in this one?
Well, if you look at the order there, you've got David Miller, Saha, I don't think Morgan will play, but Maxwell and Stoinis, they bat in the middle order. So we might not see Chahal bowl in that power play. He'll come on when the main strikers of Kings 11 are out in the middle. And hopefully that's early for RCB stake. The thing that I like about Chahal is he's adaptable. Hyderabad the other day, the wicket wasn't turning, so he changed his game plan. Instead of attacking the stumps, he went wide and made the batsman reach. The other night, he didn't get the wickets, but he bowled tight, setting up the pressure for his teammates to be able to have a little bit of success with their type of bowling. I really like this guy. I reckon he'll play for India sooner than later.
He's had a little bit of a go in the past, but Ajit, just thoughts on him, given that in the 2 games, he's actually gone for what, 22 in one, 19 in the other, and he's bowled at difficult phases in the game. He's not picking up wickets, but this is a huge role to perform.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's not picking up too many wickets, but he's picking up important wickets. And when you go at that economy, and at a venue like Chinnaswamy, okay, there was a little bit of grip in the surface in the one game that they played, but he does it against good players. I mean, his record against the left-hander is very good, so it shows you that in spite of the ball coming in to the batter, he's still successful. Okay, you have the googly, but it's just consistent. He's shown over the past couple of seasons in attack, which kind of let RCB down most times. It wasn't their batting. He's always stood up and obviously grown in confidence as the seasons have gone on, and he'll be a key again for them tomorrow.
All right, we'll wait and watch if Indore provides Yuzvendra Chahal some assistance. We've gone through 3 important points on this program already, but we are moving swiftly along to match point 4. Punjab, good start for them, winning their first game, but that middle order, is it still sorted out? This is the muddle in their middle order that we are going to reflect on with the boys, and there's a reason for that. And I'm sure Brad and Ajit will both be interested in these numbers that come up on our screens. Have a look at this. Between overs numbers 7 to 15, over the last year, Punjab have the worst average, and their run rate in that phase of innings is not very good. Is that, Ajit, got to do with the construct of their team? I mean, yes, they've started well this season, but that middle order, do they look at those numbers and say, right, we've got to do better in this phase?
Well, I think for starters, they shouldn't send Akshar Patel ahead of Maxwell, Miller and Stoinis. I mean, that was, or at least to have a go, not to bat like a proper batter. I don't think with that kind of middle order, you'll see it improve this season, especially with the way Maxwell's batting at the moment. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but he's looked a different Maxwell. I mean, we all know his hitting power, but he's actually picking the right ball. He seems a lot calmer at the crease, and it's a good sign for Kings 11 and ominous signs for all the teams in this competition. So it's a strange stat that, but hard to explain. But hopefully it changes, because even the last game they were a bit behind the rate in the middle overs.
One of the things that the Kings 11 tend to do over the years is they have a lot of overseas batting and a lot of Indian bowling. That's how the team, or at least we saw that way, the team being put together in the last one. Here's a couple of choices in overseas batting that Brad Hogg can throw some light for us. Hashim Amla got the nod ahead of Eoin Morgan in the last game. This is since last April, Brad, and there's not a lot in it. The number of runs is the same. You don't worry about averages that much in T20 cricket. Might have been a couple of not outs in there. If you've got to make that choice, who would you plumb for?
I'd definitely stick with Amla. I don't think Morgan's right out the top. If you look at Morgan's history, I don't think he's done well out the top. I think his highest score is 150 85, 150. 85 not out over 214 games, whereas Amla's only played 108, and he's got a few more 50s. So I'd like Amla to stay at the top, but they'll be waiting on Shaun Marsh. Shaun Marsh is probably he's got the fourth best average in IPL cricket. He's got to be at the top to stabilise this innings, and I don't know whether he's injured or not. There hasn't been a full story out there whether Shaun Marsh is injured. If he's not and they're holding him out of this team, I've got no idea why they're doing that. And Australia, the Australian team have held him out of the team too long as well. He's just too good a player to leave out.
All right, we'll worry about the Australians another time. We'll just focus.
Well, I was just trying to accentuate the point there. Sorry about that, Guru. That was the only time I went over the time.
Very well. No, you did very well in this program, I have to say. But we still got a little bit of time left, so let's put the 11s up, and we'll get. This is when we put the guys. They really earn their money on this one. The experts picking their 11s for the game, and we've got Brad Hogg. Actually, we've got Ajit's coming up first. For you, the Ajit's 11 will be on your screens now for one of the teams. He's picked the Punjab team. Talk us through this one. I don't see you have made any changes to the one that won their first game.
Not really. I mean, you don't need to. If it's not broke, why try and fix it? I mean, Amla, I personally prefer Eoin Morgan because I just saw him bat when England came to India and batted beautifully. But he bats lower down the order, so it doesn't. Then he doesn't fit in that 11. I mean,
maybe Akshar Patel could open the batting and then get Morgan in.
No, I mean, I don't think. They played well enough. Amla got a start. Okay, Maxwell and Miller came and finished the job. They weren't chasing a big total. So I don't see too many changes in that lineup. At some stage, they might have to strengthen their bowling if they have to defend. I don't know how good that bowling lineup is, but at this point, after just one game, you don't want to chop and change too much.
All right. So that
if they want to bring Morgan in, they might have to bat Maxwell up the top and bring Morgan in that that lower order.
Maxwell opens the batting for Australian T20 cricket, so there's an option there. But doesn't look like there's going to be a change. At least if Ajit was selecting the team. Let's put Brad Hogg's team up, and this is the 11 that he's picked for Bangalore, who won their last game against Delhi, though their batting did not do great service for them. But you too are not making too many changes to the 11 that fronted up the other night, Brad.
Yeah, well, Vinod's got to be in there for the keeping because I don't think Jardev is that good with the gloves. But Nagy and Abdullah are in there. I thought they did a good job with the ball the other day. It just gives RCB a little bit more batting depth while they haven't got Kohli and AB de Villiers. So I think this is the best balanced team that they can have without their major players in there. The only situation that might change, Stan Lake might be put out of the team for Milne, and that's only a little bit of history with Stan Lake. He played the other night, he's on a plane. From what I gather, he's a little bit injury prone, so they just might protect Stan Lake and not play him in this particular fixture because of the short turnaround. But what I said the other day, momentum, why change a team when you've just won?
All right, so our in-house selectors sticking with the tried and tested and successful. Thank you so much to Ajit, Agarkar as well as Brad Hogg. They keep doing this for us as the tournament progresses. This is how you can get involved. Ask Hoggy, ask Ajit, ESPN Matchday. Those are all the hashtags. Remember, we are on at 7:30 p.m. every day of the tournament, live on Facebook as well as on ESPNcricinfo as well as on YouTube. Lots of options there for you to look at. Thank you so much, guys. Let's look at how the second week of the IPL turns out for us. Thank you so much for joining.